1. Lhasa Group. Source: ChatGPT. The Lazarus Group is a hacker group purportedly run by the North Korean government, founded in 2009 and part of the General Reconnaissance Directorate of the General Staff of the Korean People's Army. The group is known for several major cyber attacks, including the attack on Sony Pictures in 2014, as well as multiple attacks on cryptocurrency exchanges. According to reports, the Lazarus Group is suspected of stealing more than $5 billion from a major cryptocurrency hack. Recently, the group was accused of launching an attack on the Tron blockchain, stealing more than $3 million in USDT assets. In addition, the U.S. Treasury Department imposed sanctions on 3 individuals based in China and Hong Kong in April 2023, accusing them of aiding the Lazarus Group in money laundering to fund the North Korean government's weapons program. Overall, the Lazarus Group is regarded as one of the most threatening cyber attack groups in the world, with a wide range of activities that pose a major challenge to global cybersecurity. Source: Wikipedia. The Lazarus Group, also known as the Guardians of Peace or HOI Team, is a hacking group of an unknown number of individuals purportedly run by the North Korean government. While little is known about the group, researchers attribute them to many cyber attacks since 2010. The group has received a lot of attention for its involvement in multiple major cyber attack incidents. It was first exposed in 2014 and attracted international attention due to its alleged cyber attack on Sony Pictures. After that, it was considered one of the most threatening cyber attack groups worldwide. The group's earliest known attack was called Operation Troy, which took place between 2009 and 2012. It was a cyber espionage campaign that used simple distributed denial of service, DOS, attack techniques to target the South Korean government in Seoul. They were also responsible for attacks in 2011 and 2013. While uncertain, they may also have been behind the 2007 attack on South Korea. One of the group's most famous attacks was the 2014 attack on Sony Pictures. The Sony attack used more sophisticated techniques, highlighting how advanced the group has become over time. The group reportedly stole $12 million from Ecuador's Banco del Austro in 2015 and $1 million from Vietnam's Vanguard Joint Stock Commercial Bank. They have also attacked banks in Poland and Mexico. The group was blamed for the 2016 hack of Bangladesh Bank, which managed to steal $81 million. In 2017, the Lazarus Group was reported to have stolen $60 million from Taiwan's Far Eastern International Bank, but the actual amount stolen is unclear and most of the funds have been recovered. While it's unclear who really is behind the group, media reports have suggested that the group has ties to North Korea. Kaspersky Lab reported in 2017 that the Lazarus Group tended to focus on espionage and infiltration cyber attacks, while a subgroup within the organization, known as Blunaroff by Kaspersky, specialized in financial cyber attacks. Kaspersky has uncovered multiple attacks around the world and found a direct link, IP address, between Blunaroff and North Korea. However, Kaspersky also acknowledged that the duplication of the code could be a camouflage flag designed to mislead investigators and blame North Korea for the attack, as the global WannaCry worm cyber attack also borrowed from the NSA's technology. This ransomware exploits an NSA vulnerability called Eternal Blue, which was made public in April 2017 by a hacker group called Shadow Brokers. Symantec reported in 2017 that it was highly likely that Lazarus was behind the WannaCry attack. 2. Lhasa Road. Source: ChatGPT. The name Lazarus is derived from the Bible and usually refers to Lazarus, the resurrected person of Jesus in the New Testament, John 11. The name symbolizes resurrection, rebirth, or restoration from death. In different contexts, Lhasa Road can refer to Bible characters. Lazarus was a friend whom Jesus loved, and when he died, Jesus raised him back 4 days later, John 11:1-44. In the Gospel of Luke, another story of the poor and the rich called Lazarus, Luke 16:19-31, is also related to Lazarus. Lazarus Group. It is a hacking group linked to the North Korean government that is known for launching cyber attacks, financial crimes, and cryptocurrency theft. Lazarus in culture and art. In popular culture, Lazarus is often used to symbolize rebirth or resurrection. For example, Lazarus Pit from DC Comics, used by the villain Ra's al Ghul, grants people the ability to regenerate. It is also commonly used in films, music, and literature, such as David Bowie's song Lazarus. Source: Wikipedia. Lazarus, translated as Lazarus in Catholic, was a disciple and friend of Jesus who was later miraculously resurrected by Jesus. In the New Testament Gospel of John 11, he was buried in a cave after his death, and 4 days later Jesus told him to come out of the tomb and be miraculously resurrected. Lazarus was a good friend of Jesus and a brother of Mary and Martha. Including Jesus' own resurrection, the Bible records 9 resurrections, 3 in the Old Testament, 4 in the Gospels, and 2 in the Book of Acts. Some argue that he may have been a disciple whom Jesus loved. In the 2014 film Interstellar, the plan to find alien planets to settle all of humanity was called Project Lazarus. 3. Sony Pictures attack. Source: ChatGPT. The Sony Pictures hack was one of the Lazarus Group's most well-known cyber attacks, occurring in November 2014. The attack had a significant impact on Sony Pictures Entertainment, SPE, and sparked international attention. Here are the details of the incident. The event passed. Hacking. On November 24, 2014, Sony Pictures' internal systems were hacked, and a warning message appeared on the screen of an employee's computer, claiming that Sony Pictures had been hacked by the GOP, Guardians of Peace, hack. The hackers not only paralyzed Sony's internal network, but also stole a large amount of sensitive data, including unreleased movies, employee personal information, internal emails, financial data, and more. Data breaches. Hackers have exposed confidential information such as emails, financial reports, and employee salary information inside Sony. Many unreleased movies, such as Angry Birds movie, Goodbye to Language, Fury, etc. were also leaked in advance. North Korea's suspicions. Hackers claimed the attack was related to Sony's planned release of the movie The Interview. The film, a comedy about the assassination of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un by 2 journalists sent by U.S. intelligence agencies, is seen as a serious political provocation by the North Korean government. The U.S. government later accused the North Korean government of supporting the attack, and an FBI investigation determined that the Lazarus Group was behind it. Consequences and implications. Sony Pictures loses hundreds of millions of dollars, internal systems are down, and data breaches lead to significant financial losses. The assassination of Kim Jong-un was withdrawn for a time. Sony cancelled theatrical screenings after hackers threatened to attack movie theaters where the movie was shown, and later switched to online releases. Escalating cybersecurity vigilance. This incident is seen as one of the largest cyber attacks ever launched against businesses, prompting governments and businesses to strengthen their cybersecurity defenses. The response of the United States to this. In late 2014, the FBI formally charged the North Korean government with involvement in the hack. In 2015, the United States imposed sanctions on a number of individuals and organizations associated with the Lazarus Group. In 2018, the U.S. Department of Justice charged North Korean hacker Park Jin-hyuk, who was also a suspect in the 2017 WannaCry ransomware attack, with involvement in the attack. Source: Wikipedia. On November 24, 2014, a post appeared on Reddit alleging that Sony Pictures had suffered an unexplained, large-scale cyber attack in which attackers had infiltrated the company's internal network through phishing and malware. Not only did the attackers steal vast amounts of sensitive data, but they also leaked internal company documents, employee information, and undisclosed movie scripts. A person claiming to be a member of the group said in an interview that they had been stealing Sony data for more than a year. In addition, hackers threatened a terrorist attack on the upcoming film The Interview, causing theaters to refuse to show the film. The U.S. government accused the North Korean government of supporting the attack, though North Korean officials denied the allegations. The incident is believed to be the first large-scale and overt operation of the Lazarus Group, and the motivation behind it is believed to be related to the North Korean government's dissatisfaction with the content of the film, which satirizes North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. 4. Bybit. Source: ChatGPT. Bybit is a cryptocurrency exchange founded in 2018 and headquartered in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Recent major events. On February 21, 2025, Bybit suffered a major hack that lost about 400,000 ETH worth about $1.5 billion, making it the largest cryptocurrency exchange theft ever. The U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, blamed the attack on North Korea-linked hacking groups, specifically operations known as Trader. The hackers quickly converted some of the stolen assets into Bitcoin and other virtual currencies and dispersed them across multiple blockchain addresses, with the expectation that they would eventually be laundered and converted into fiat currency. Response. Bybit said it managed to replenish its reserve assets by securing emergency funding within 72 hours of the attack. Currently, Bybit is actively working with law enforcement agencies and blockchain security companies around the world to track down stolen assets and bring perpetrators to justice. User impact. Bybit emphasized that all user funds are safe and that the platform's operations were not affected by the attack. However, this incident is yet another reminder to cryptocurrency exchanges and users of the importance of increased security measures and vigilance. Source: Bybit. In 2018, Bybit was officially established, committed to revolutionizing traditional finance and becoming a crypto arc, helping the development of cryptocurrencies and Web3 ecosystems. With the joint efforts of 10 veteran members, the DGUSD Inverse Perpetual Contract was successfully launched in just 2 months. 5. Ben Zhou, Bybit CEO. Source: ChatGPT. Ben Zhou is the co-founder and CEO of Bybit. Born in China, he moved to New Zealand at the age of 11 before completing university in the United States. After graduating, he worked in New York and Suzhou before moving into the Forex industry. Prior to founding Bybit, Ben Zhou had 7 years of experience in retail Forex trading, where he was a managing director of one of the world's leading Forex brokerage firms. This rich experience has given him a deep understanding of the retail market and the ability to gain insight into the needs of retail traders. Source: Root Data. Co-founder and CEO of Bybit, an expert in Forex and crypto. Previously, he ran a Forex brokerage for 8 years and has a long-term interest in trading. Around 2017, he really started looking at crypto. 6. Bybit theft. Source: ChatGPT. Bybit is a cryptocurrency exchange founded in 2018 and headquartered in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Recent major events. On February 21, 2025, Bybit suffered a major hack that lost about 40,000 ETH worth about $1.5 billion, making it the largest cryptocurrency exchange theft ever. The U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, blamed the attack on North Korea-linked hacking groups, specifically operations known as Trader. The hackers quickly converted some of the stolen assets into Bitcoin and other virtual currencies and dispersed them across multiple blockchain addresses, with the expectation that they would eventually be laundered and converted into fiat currency. Response: Bybit said it managed to replenish its reserve assets by securing emergency funding within 72 hours of the attack. Currently, Bybit is actively working with law enforcement agencies around the world and district chain security to track down stolen assets and bring perpetrators to justice. User impact. Bybit emphasized that all user funds are safe and that the platform's operations were not affected by the attack. However, this incident is yet another reminder to cryptocurrency exchanges and users of the importance of increased security measures and vigilance. Summary: Bybit, one of the world's leading cryptocurrency exchanges, is facing unprecedented security challenges. The attack highlights the need for the cryptocurrency industry to continuously improve its security and risk management capabilities to protect users' assets. Source: Information Security Express. Unlike bank robberies, modern cryptocurrency exchange heists are faster and have higher amounts. Bybit recently suffered the largest hack in history, with nearly $1.5 billion worth of Ether, ETH, and staked ETH stolen. Blockchain security experts say this is not only the largest theft in the history of cryptocurrency, but also the largest theft in the history of the world. Bybit's president Bibian Zhou said in X that hackers planned to transfer money and gain control of the exchange's cold wallet. Zhou explained that the hackers successfully modified the logic of the ETH cold wallet smart contract and transferred all ETH to an unknown address. The attack far surpassed the crypto community's theft records, including the theft of $620 million from Ronin Network in 2022 and the theft of $610 million from Poly Network in 2021. Since then, the price of Ether has falling as much as 6.7% on the day, and Bitcoin has also fallen by about 3%. The amount stolen this time is about 9% of Bybit's total assets. Before the attack, Bybit had about $16.2 billion in assets and an average daily trading volume of more than $36 billion. Gracie, CEO of competitor BitGet, said, Bybit is a respectable competitor and partner, although the loss is very large, but in terms of their one-year profit, I believe that customer funds are 100% safe, and there is no need to panic about the run. Zhou Bie said that other cold wallets are safe, although a total of more than 350,000 withdrawal requests have been received after the attack, the withdrawal function is still normal, and 70% of the withdrawal requests have been processed. During the live broadcast, he revealed that Bybit has partnered to bridge loans to raise about 80% of the funds to cover the loss and ensure the safety of users' funds. Bybit is also calling on social media for a team with expertise in blockchain analysis and fund recovery to assist. 7. Blockchain Sleuth. Source: ChatGPT. Blockchain detective refers to a professional or team that specializes in blockchain analysis, cryptocurrency tracking, data forensics, and criminal investigation. They use the transparent nature of blockchain to track the flow of illicit funds and assist law enforcement agencies, exchanges, and corporations in preventing and responding to cryptocurrency crimes. The main job of a blockchain detective: cryptocurrency transaction tracking. Track the flow of stolen or illicit funds, such as hacking, ransomware, ransom, money laundering, etc. Use on-chain analysis techniques to find out where funds are flowing and the associated wallet addresses. Money laundering and illegal activity investigations. Identify crime-related addresses by analyzing data such as transaction patterns, IP addresses, wallet history, etc. Track the flow of money in the dark web marketplace and assist law enforcement agencies in cracking illegal activities. Cryptocurrency scams and fraud monitoring. Monitor emerging fraud techniques, such as DeFi scams, Ponzi schemes, phishing attacks, etc. Assist victims in recovering funds, or provide evidence to support legal action. Risk management for exchanges and institutions. Helping exchanges, banks, and businesses establish anti-money laundering, AML, and KYC, know your customer, Compliance measures. Monitor suspicious transactions and prevent exchanges from becoming conduits for money laundering of illicit funds. The government cooperates with law enforcement agencies. Support the investigative actions of law enforcement agencies such as the FBI, Interpol, and others. Analyze transactions related to sanctions evasion, such as the activities of the North Korean hacker group Lazarus Group. Commonly used blockchain analysis tools. Chainalysis, a well-known blockchain analytics company in the United States that assists governments in tracking illegal money flows. Elliptic, provides money laundering and fraudulent transaction monitoring to help financial institutions address risk. CipherTrace, now part of MasterCard, focuses on anti-money laundering and transaction risk assessment. Nansen, focuses on blockchain data analysis to identify transaction trends and money flows. Recent examples. Bybit theft in 2025. It was launched by the North Korean hacker group Lazarus Group to steal 40,000 ETH, about $1.5 billion. Blockchain detectives traced the flow of funds and found that some of the funds were flowing into Tornado Cash, a cryptocurrency mixer. FTX bankruptcy in 2023. FTX collapsed and closed, and the destination of a large amount of user funds is unknown. Analysts such as Chainalysis helped track funds and found that some assets were misappropriated by insiders. 2022 Axie Infinity Game Bridge, Ronin Network, hacking attack. Hackers stole $625 million, one of the biggest hacks in cryptocurrency history. The FBI determined that the attack was carried out by the Lazarus Group in North Korea and that funds were laundered through Tornado Cash. Source: XREX. Scams are rampant, seriously affecting the public's trust in the development of new technologies, and cryptocurrencies are the best example. According to the latest statistics from the Police Department of the Ministry of the Interior, there will be 37,823 cases of fraud in Taiwan in 2023, of which 11,405 cases involving cryptocurrencies will account for nearly one-third of the total, and the amount of property losses will be as high as NT $5.345 billion. It is not difficult to imagine that from the general public to the police investigation, it is inevitable that they will have a bad impression of cryptocurrencies because of these huge financial losses, which also affects the popularity and development of blockchain technology. At the inaugural meeting of the Digital Trust Association in Taiwan, Wayne Huang, co-founder and CEO of XREX, said in his keynote speech that blockchain is a public ledger and a trust machine in itself, with its open, transparent, tamper-proof, and privilege-free characteristics, allowing anyone to participate in on-chain detection and become a part of anti-fraud and anti-money laundering. At the same time, Taiwan's virtual asset service provider, VASP, operators have also worked closely with the police to build an anti-fraud infrastructure with blockchain technology, and launched many automated tools to speed up the investigation and improve efficiency, such as the anti-fraud wallet query tool X-Ray, which will also hold the first anti-money laundering hackathon in Taiwan in November this year, 2024, making blockchain technology the foundation of trust. In the past, the stereotype always tied cryptocurrencies to money laundering and fraud, which has also cast a shadow on the cryptocurrency industry, and it is difficult to tear off this negative label. However, many people think that cryptocurrencies can hide criminal footprints, and when they really understand the blockchain technology behind them, the truth is quite the opposite. Huang Yaoan said that the characteristics of blockchain technology are openness, transparency, decentralization, and irreversibility, which is actually easier to trace than traditional criminal behaviors, and can also make it easier for blockchain financial institutions to cooperate with law enforcement agencies to combat criminal behaviors. In traditional case investigation, law enforcement units must access the information from the owner of the data, such as a bank, before they can investigate the case downward, and the investigation is usually not public, and it is difficult for the outside world to get a glimpse of the progress of the case investigation. Because of the technical characteristics of blockchain, the right to investigate the truth is back in the hands of everyone. You don't have to use expensive paid tools, just through free currency flow analysis tools, you can query the transaction records on the blockchain and participate in the investigation together, so that open and transparent information can quickly gain the trust of the public, and this trust is built on the basis that everyone can participate. Huang Yaoan took the Creative Private Room incident of the Taiwan version of the Nth Room that occurred earlier this year as an example. XREX analyzed the 4 blockchain wallets used by the Creative Private Room to collect money, and traced the payees behind it all the way, trying to find out the people who actually benefited from the clandestine photography and child sexual violence, and finally compiled it into a report. XREX analyzes the on-chain cash flow of the Creative Private Room. Of the Taiwan version of the Nth Room, who is the person who profits behind the sexual exploitation of children? Publicly available. Later, this full report was also submitted to the law enforcement authorities as intelligence for the follow-up investigation of the case, which is not only an example of cooperation between cryptocurrency exchanges and law enforcement agencies, but also shows the outside world that everyone can use blockchain technology to influence and use it for investigation, which is a representative case of public-private cooperation. In order to put an end to criminal syndicates using cryptocurrency fraud, Taiwan's virtual currency, VASP, operators have also worked closely with the investigation unit to establish an automated API access mechanism. Huang Yaoan shared that the R&D division of the Criminal Police Department of the National Police Department has built an API since 2019, and when there is a need to retrieve the data of a suspect on the exchange, the API can automatically reply around the clock, including user basic information, wallet address, transaction details, login IP and other information. Huang Yaoan also mentioned that in the past, when law enforcement agencies investigated cryptocurrency cases, because they could not determine which exchange the wallet address involved belonged to, for the purpose of investigation, they would send orders to all exchanges and ask for real name verification information of specific wallet addresses. For law enforcement agencies, this must rely on the active cooperation of the exchange, which is not only time-consuming, but may not receive any response if the address really does not belong to any exchange. For exchanges that are willing to cooperate, it takes time to process a large number of data requests, but the results may not be related to them, and it is easy to consume resources. Taking XREX as an example, more than 9% of the previous single-month police dispatch orders did not belong to the XREX exchange. It not only affects the quality and efficiency of case handling, but also may miss the best opportunity to handle cases. In order to solve this problem, the XREX team developed the blockchain wallet address query tool X-Ray, and provided it to the prosecutor and police investigators to handle the case. 8. Vitalik Buterin. Source: ChatGPT. Vitalik Buterin is one of the co-founders of Ethereum and is considered one of the geniuses in the field of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. He conceived and wrote the white paper for Ethereum in 2013 and officially launched the platform in 2015, making it the world's second largest cryptocurrency, after Bitcoin. Background of Vitalik Buterin. Place of birth: Kolomna, Russia. Date of birth: January 31, 1994. Nationality: Canadian, immigrated to Canada with family at age 6. Education: studied at the University of Waterloo in Canada, but dropped out to focus on the development of Ethereum. He showed a great aptitude for mathematics, computing, and economics from an early age, and was introduced to Bitcoin at the age of 17 and began writing about cryptocurrencies before becoming a co-founder of Bitcoin magazine. Source: Wikipedia. Vitalik Buterin, born January 31, 1994, whose real name is Vitalik Dmitrievich Buterin, is a Russian-Canadian programmer and writer known as the co-founder of Ethereum. Buterin was involved in the early days of cryptocurrency and co-founded Bitcoin magazine in 2011. In 2014, Buterin co-founded the Ethereum project with Gavin Wood, Charles Hoskinson, Anthony D'Iorio, and Joseph Lubin. Buterin is a polyglot and speaks English, Russian, German, French, Chinese, Mandarin and Cantonese, Japanese, and Korean. 9. Rein Lomas. Source: ChatGPT. Rein Lomas is a well-known Estonian banker and financial market innovator who is one of the founders of LHV Bank. Lomas was one of the early supporters of cryptocurrency, investing $75,000 to buy 250,000 Ethereum, ETH, during Ethereum's initial coin offering, ICO, in 2014. However, he later lost the wallet keys to access these Ethereums, making it impossible to retrieve this huge asset. As of 2024, the value of these Ethereums once reached $580 million. Lomas has said that he would be willing to share the ETH if someone could help him recover his wallet. In addition, Lomas holds a 21.46% stake in LHV Bank, which is valued at approximately $254 million as of August 30, 2024. Lomas' experience highlights the importance of keeping your private keys and wallet information safe in the cryptocurrency space. Losing a private key can lead to huge irreparable property damage. Source: Binance Plaza. In an interview with Estonian state radio station Vikerradio in late October, Rein Lomas, founder of Estonia's LHV Bank, unexpectedly revealed that he had lost about $472 million worth of Ether, ETH, due to the loss of his private key. Lomas admits that he has a wallet with 250,000 Ethereum, which he acquired during the cryptocurrency initial coin offering, ICO, in 2014. At the time of purchase, the ETH cash was valued at $75,000. The cryptocurrencies have remained untouched, with Coinbase director Connor Grogan announcing in February at X, then known as Twitter, this fact was emphasized for the first time. Lomas explained that he didn't put much effort into retrieving his lost private keys, but that he was willing to accept all help to recover his vast digital wealth. Grogan seized on Lomas's admission, announcing that a mystery had been solved. He added that it is estimated that at least 886,000 ETH, $1.67 billion, is undoubtedly gone forever. Lomas's woes up the rails are a wake-up call for crypto enthusiasts around the world. Lost login credentials can result in the permanent loss of their crypto assets. This worrying situation has spurred the demand for secure and user-friendly wallet solutions, leading wallet creators to keep innovating and improving. However, communities have been slow to adopt these interventions, preferring familiar and simpler solutions. 10. Cryptocurrency wallets. Source: ChatGPT. A cryptocurrency wallet is a tool used to store, receive, and send cryptocurrency. It can be a software, application, or a hardware device, and your assets are controlled through a private key. Types of cryptocurrency wallets. Hot wallet. Features: connected to the internet, convenient for trading, but more vulnerable to hacker attacks. Common types: Web wallet, MetaMask Trust Wallet. Desktop wallet, Exodus Atomic Wallet. Mobile wallet, Trust Wallet, Coinbase Wallet. It is suitable for daily trading, but it is risky, and it is recommended to only deposit a small amount of money. Cold wallet. Features: offline storage, high security, not easy to be hacked. Common types: hardware wallet, Ledger Trezor. Paper wallet, print the private key and public key on paper and save them offline. It is suitable for holding a large number of cryptocurrencies for a long time and has a high level of security. The core concept of the wallet. Private key. The password to control the funds must not be revealed. For example, 5KB8KLF9 SKUK NOGUIDA 76MZPL6DSCZY1 RUG 4GGF6BHH. Public key. Used to generate a wallet address, someone else can send funds to you through the public key. For example, 0x7422D35CC66346053292583844BC454E4438F44E. Seed phrase consists of 12, 18, or 24 words, such as Apple, Honey, Train, Blue, Garden, Moon, Silver. If your wallet is lost or your device fails, you can recover your funds with a seed phrase. Recent crypto wallet security incidents. Bybit 2025 hacker. Attack: Bybit was hacked, loss 40,000 ETH, about 1.5 billion RMB. Attackers steal funds through phishing websites and private key leaks. How to prevent it: don't click on unsolicited links and use hardware wallets to store large sums of money. Ronin network hack, 2022. Hackers stole $625 million in ETH and USDC. Reason: the private plot of the festival was breached, and the hacker gained control of the transaction. How to prevent it: use multi-signatures and cold wallets to store important funds. How to keep your crypto safe: enable two-factor authentication, 2FA, prevent account theft. Keep regular copies of your notes and private notes, keep your notebooks in a safe place. Use a hardware wallet, cold storage is more secure than a hot wallet. Avoid downloading unknown wallets or clicking on suspicious links, prevent phishing attacks. Source: Wikipedia. Cryptocurrency wallet, English: cryptocurrency wallet, also translated as cryptocurrency wallet, is a support system that stores the public key and private key of cryptocurrency led by Bitcoin, the address corresponding to the private key, the currency settlement of the address, group, and currency transactions. In some cases, the system even includes the bookkeeping and maintenance of the entire blockchain. Since cryptocurrencies are blockchain-based, the actual amount is based on the final recorded results of the blockchain. Cold wallet, corresponding to hot wallet, also known as offline wallet or off-network wallet, is one of the types of blockchain wallets, which means that the network cannot access the user's private key. Cold wallets usually rely on cold devices, computers, mobile phones, etc. that are not connected to the internet, to ensure the security of the Bitcoin private key, and use two-dimensional barcode communication to keep the private key from touching the network, avoiding the risk of being stolen by hackers, but it may also face physical security risks, such as computer loss, damage, etc. Store your private keys on devices that are not connected to the internet, including printing, hand copying, paper wallets, or even reciting them yourself, brain wallets, to ensure absolute security during storage. However, the above-mentioned wallets must still enter the private key into the general software wallet when making transactions, and the highest standard cold wallets must also be able to sign offline and only send signed transactions. The private key is stored in an additional special hardware device, and the transaction needs to be signed inside the hardware before being sent. As long as the hardware has not been cracked, it is absolutely secure. If the hardware device is completely offline and only sends signed transaction messages, it is also the highest standard cold wallet. Hot wallets. Hot wallet, corresponding to cold wallet, also known as online wallet or online wallet, is one of the types of blockchain wallets, that is, wallets that can access the user's private keys on the network. Due to the networking nature of hot wallets, outsiders may access the user's private keys through the internet, so the security is lower than cold wallets, but more convenient than cold wallets. Also, whether you are using a cold or hot wallet, the private key is key. 11. Social engineering. Source: ChatGPT. Social engineering is a psychological control technique that exploits human weaknesses to achieve its goals, and is often used to commit fraud, hack into systems, or steal confidential information. Unlike traditional hacking techniques, social engineering focuses on man-made vulnerabilities rather than technical vulnerabilities. Common types of social engineering. Phishing. Hackers pretend to be trusted institutions or individuals to trick users into accessing sensitive information, such as passwords, bank accounts, etc., via email, text message, or social media. For example, you receive an email that looks like it's from your bank asking you to click on a link to update your account information. Phishing. Similar to a phishing attack, but carried out over the phone. The attacker impersonates a bank or company representative and asks the victim to provide personal information or transfer funds. For example, if you receive a call from a person impersonating a customer service requesting your credit card information. Fake websites. Hackers create fake websites that closely resemble legitimate websites and trick users into entering login credentials or other confidential information. For example, create a fake login page to trick users into entering their online banking account number and password. Tailgating. Hackers exploit the trust of others to gain access to restricted areas, often by following employees into buildings or facilities. For example, in the lobby of an office building, hackers use the previous employee to swipe their card to open the door and follow them in. Pretexting. The attacker masquerades as an identity with a specific need and asks the victim to provide sensitive information. For example, the hacker pretends to be a colleague of the victim and claims to need the user's login information to complete a work task. Baiting. Use lure or advantage to lure targets to download malicious software or leak confidential information. For example, you may be able to download a movie or game for free, but the downloaded file contains a Trojan horse or virus. The process of attack in social engineering. Information gathering. The attacker starts by collecting publicly available information about the victim, which may come from social media, websites, or public databases. The goal is to understand the victim's background, hobbies, work habits, etc., so that the attack can be more targeted. Building trust. The attacker pretends to be a trusted identity and establishes some form of trust relationship with the target. This may be achieved through a friendly conversation or offering some superficial help. Exploitation. When an attacker establishes trust, they will use this trust to induce the victim to provide confidential information or perform certain actions, such as clicking on unknown links, transferring funds, etc. Execution. Once the attacker has successfully obtained the sensitive information or funds they need, they will carry out their end goal, e.g., stealing accounts, hacking systems, etc. Ways to protect against social engineering attacks. Increased alertness. Don't trust unfamiliar phone calls, emails, or messages, especially if they ask for sensitive information. Set up multi-factor authentication, 2FA, to strengthen account security. Keep it private. Avoid oversharing personal information on social media, such as birthday, family background, work situation, etc. Use encrypted communication. When sensitive information is sent, use encrypted communication tools, such as end-to-end encrypted messaging apps, to protect the information. Education and training. Attend regular cybersecurity training to learn about common social engineering techniques that make it easier to spot scams. Set up security policies. Train your company's internal employees on security policies, such as how to recognize fake emails and phone scams. Source: Wikipedia. Social engineering refers to the psychological exploitation of information security to make people take action or leak confidential information. Unlike social engineering in the social sciences, which is a trust scam designed to collect information, defraud, or hack into a system, various techniques have been developed and may be used to commit crimes. Previously, social engineering was sociology, but its effect on the psychology of others has attracted the attention of computer security experts. It is also defined as any act that influences someone to take an action that may or may not be in their best interests. Unlike social engineering in the social sciences, the latter does not deal with the issue of leaking confidential information. This is a trust scam for the purpose of information gathering, fraud, or system access, and unlike traditional scams, it is often one of many steps in a more sophisticated fraud scheme. Anglo-American common law systems generally consider this to be an invasion of privacy. An example of social engineering is the use of the forgot password function on most websites that require login. An insecure password recovery system can be used to grant an attacker full access to a user's account, and the original user will no longer have access to the account. Particularly, the story behind Lazarus, a North Korean hacker legion. Source: Block Tempo. At 23:20 on the evening of February 21, Beijing time, Bybit was hacked to steal about $1.5 billion worth of on-chain assets, and 4 hours after the incident, on-chain detective Zach XBT submitted conclusive evidence confirming that the attack on Bybit was carried out by the North Korean hacker group Lazarus Group. This notorious hacker team has left a strong mark on the history of crypto and the financial markets as a whole. The Lazarus Group, also known as the Guardians or Peace or Hoi team, is a hacking group of an unknown number of individuals who are allegedly under the control of the North Korean government. While there is limited knowledge about the group, researchers have blamed them for multiple cyber attacks since 2010. Originally a criminal group, the group is now recognized as a high-level persistent threat organization due to its intent to attack, the threat it poses, and the variety of methods used in its operations. Cybersecurity agencies have nicknamed them, such as Hidden Cobra, a term used by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to refer to malicious cyber activity sponsored by the North Korean government, and Zinc or Diamond Sleet, as Microsoft calls it. According to Kim Kuk-song, a defector from the country, the group is known as the 414 Liaison Office within North Korea. The Lazarus Group has close ties to North Korea. The U.S. Department of Justice claims that the group is part of the North Korean government's strategy to undermine global cybersecurity and obtaining illegal income in violation of sanctions. North Korea has many benefits to be gained by conducting cyber operations, and it only needs to maintain a very capable small team to pose a global asymmetric threat, especially against South Korea. History. The group's earliest known attack was Operation Trojan from 2009 to 2012. It was a cyber espionage campaign that targeted the South Korean government in Seoul using unsophisticated distributed denial of service, DOS, techniques. In 2011 and 2013, they also attacked. Although it is uncertain, it is also possible that they were responsible for an attack on South Korea in 2007. One of the group's famous attacks took place in 2014 and targeted Sony Pictures. The attack used more sophisticated techniques and showed that the group has become more mature over time. In 2015, the Lazarus Group reportedly stole $12 million from Ecuador's Ostro Bank and also $1 million from Vietnam's Pioneer Bank. They also targeted banks in Poland and Mexico. In a 2016 bank theft, they attacked a bank and successfully stole $81 million, which is also believed to have been committed by the group. In 2017, it was reported that the Lazarus Group stole $60 million from Taiwan's Far Eastern International Commercial Bank, although the actual amount of the theft is unclear and most of the funds have been recovered. It's unclear who is really behind the group, but media reports point to close ties to North Korea. In 2017, Kaspersky Lab reported that the Lazarus Group tended to focus on espionage and infiltration cyber attacks, while a subgroup within Kaspersky, known as Blunerov, specialized in financial cyber attacks. Kaspersky has identified multiple attacks around the world and found that Blunerov has a direct IP address association with the country. However, Kaspersky also acknowledged that the reuse of the code may be a false flag operation aimed at misleading investigators and turning North Korea to blame. After all, the global want-to-cry worm cyber attack copied the technology of the U.S. national security domain. This ransomware exploits the Eternal Blue vulnerability of the U.S. national security domain, which was made public in April 2017 by a hacking group known as Shadow Brokers. In 2017, Symantec reported that the WannaCry attack was most likely the work of the Lazarus Group. 2009 Operation Trojan. The Lazarus Group's first major hack incident occurred on July 4, 2009, marking the beginning of Operation Trojan. The attack used the MyDoomsday and Bulldozer malware to launch large-scale, but unsophisticated, DOS attacks against websites in the United States and South Korea. The attack targeted about 36 websites and planted the text Independence Day commemoration in the master boot record, MBR. 2013 South Korea cyber attack, Operation 1/Dark Soul. Over time, the group's attack vectors have become more sophisticated, their technology and tools are also more mature and effective. The March 2011 Decameron attack, which targeted South Korea's media, finance, and critical infrastructure, employed more sophisticated DOS attacks that originated from compromised computers in South Korea. On March 20, 2013, Operation Dark Soul began, a data-wiping attack that targeted 3 broadcasters, financial institutions, and an internet service provider in South Korea. At the time, 2 other groups calling themselves the New Rome Cyber Legion and the Whois team claimed responsibility for the attack, but researchers did not know at the time that the Lazarus Group was behind it. Today, researchers know that the Lazarus Group is the master of these devastating attacks. Late 2014, Sony Pictures is hacked. On November 24, 2014, the Lazarus Group's attacks reached their climax. On the same day, a post appeared on Reddit saying that Sony Pictures Television had been hacked by unknown means and that the attackers called themselves Guardians of Peace. A large amount of data was stolen and gradually leaked in the days following the attack. A person claiming to be a member of the group said in an interview that they had been stealing Sony's data for more than a year. The hackers were able to gain access to unreleased films, portions of movie scripts, plans for future films, company executive salary information, emails, and the personal information of about 4,000 employees. Early 2016 investigation, Operation Bombshell. Codenamed Operation Bombshell, a coalition of security companies led by Novita analyzed malware samples found in different cybersecurity incidents. Using this data, the team analyzed the modus operandi of the hackers. They used a code reuse pattern to correlate the Lazarus group with multiple attacks. For example, they used a little-known encryption algorithm on the internet, the Caracas cipher algorithm. A bank cyber theft case in 2016. In February 2016, there was a bank theft. Security hackers issued 35 fraudulent instructions through the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, SWIFT, network in an attempt to illegally transfer nearly $1 billion from a central bank's account at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. 5 of the 35 fraudulent instructions successfully transferred $101 million, of which $20 million went to Sri Lanka and $81 million to the Philippines. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York blocked the remaining 30 transactions, involving $850 million, due to a misspelling of one order. Cybersecurity experts say the Lazarus group from a country is behind the attack. May 2017 WannaCry ransomware attack. The WannaCry attack was a massive ransomware cyber attack that affected many institutions around the world, from the National Health Service, NHS, in the United Kingdom to Boeing and even some universities in China, on May 12, 2017. The attack lasted 7 hours and 19 minutes. Europol estimates that the attack affected nearly 200,000 computers in 150 countries, mainly in Russia, India, Ukraine, and Taiwan. This was one of the first cryptoworm attacks. Cryptoworms are a class of malware that can spread from computer to computer over the network and can be infected without the user's direct action. In this case, it used TCP port 445. The virus does not require clicking on a malicious link, and the malware can spread automatically, from one computer to a connected printer, and then to other nearby computers connected to a wireless network. A vulnerability in port 445 allows malware to spread freely across internal networks, quickly infecting thousands of computers. The WannaCry attack was one of the first large-scale use of cryptoworms. Attack method: the virus exploits the vulnerability of the Windows operating system, then encrypts computer data and demands to pay about $300 worth of Bitcoin to obtain the decryption key. To induce the victim to pay, the ransom is doubled after 3 days, and if it is not paid within a week, the malware deletes the encrypted data archive. The malware uses a legitimate piece of software developed by Microsoft called Windows Crypto to encrypt files. Once the encryption is complete, the file name will be appended with the suffix WannaCry, which is where the name WannaCry comes from. WannaCry is the basis of encryption, but the malware also exploits 2 other vulnerabilities, Eternal Blue and Double Pulsar, making it an encryption worm. Eternal Blue can automatically spread the virus over the network, while Double Pulsar triggers the virus to be activated on the victim's computer. In other words, Eternal Blue spreads the infected link to your computer, and Twin Pulsars clicks on it for you. Security researcher Marcus Hutchins stopped the attack when he received a sample of the virus from a friend at a security research firm and found that a poison switch was hard-coded in the virus. The malware periodically checks to see if a particular domain name is registered, and only continues to encrypt if the domain name does not exist. Hutchins discovered this check mechanism and subsequently registered the domain name in question at 3:03 p.m. UTC. The malware immediately stops spreading and infects the new device. This is an interesting situation and provides a clue to the creator of the virus. Often, stopping malware requires months of back and forth between hackers and security experts, and winning so easily is unexpected. Another unusual aspect of the attack was that the files could not be recovered after the ransom was paid. The hackers received only $160,000 in ransom, which led many to believe that their purpose was not money. The anti-poison switch was easily cracked and the ransom income was meager, leading many to believe that the attack was state-sponsored. The motive is not financial compensation, but to create chaos. In the aftermath of the attack, security experts tracked down and discovered that the Double Pulsar vulnerability originated from the U.S. national security domain, which was originally developed as a cyber weapon. Later, the Shadow Brokers hacking group stole the loophole, first attempting to auction it off unsuccessfully, and finally simply making it public for free. The U.S. national security domain then informed Microsoft of the vulnerability, which released the update on March 14, 2017, less than a month after the attack. But that wasn't enough, as the update wasn't mandatory, and by May 12, most computers with the vulnerability were still unfixed, causing the attack to cause alarming damage. Aftermath: the U.S. Department of Justice and UK authorities later determined that the WannaCry attack was the work of the North Korean hacker group Lazarus Group. The 2017 cryptocurrency attack. In 2018, Recorded Future released a report that the Lazarus Group was linked to attacks against users of the cryptocurrencies Bitcoin and Monero, mainly in South Korea. According to reports, these attacks are technically similar to previous attacks using the Want2Cry ransomware and attacks against Sony Pictures Television. One of the tactics used by the Lazarus Group hackers was to exploit vulnerabilities in the South Korean word processing software Hangul, developed by Hangcom. Another means is the delivery of spear phishing lures containing malware, targeting South Korean students and users of cryptocurrency trading platforms such as CoinLink. If a user turns on malware, their email address and password can be stolen. CoinLink has denied that its website or its users' email addresses and passwords have been hacked. This series of attacks in late 2017 shows that a country's interest in cryptocurrencies has continued unabated, and we now know that this interest encompasses a wide range of activities including mining, ransomware attacks, and outright theft, the report concluded. The report also notes that one country used these cryptocurrency attacks to circumvent international financial sanctions. In February 2017, hackers in a certain country stole $7 million from Bithumb, a South Korean cryptocurrency trading platform. Yubit, another South Korean Bitcoin trading company, had to file for bankruptcy in December of the same year after an attack in April 2017 for the theft of 17% of its assets. The Lazarus Group and hackers in a certain country have been accused of being behind these attacks. In December 2017, cryptocurrency cloud mining marketplace NiceHash lost more than 4,500 BTC. An investigative update revealed that the attack was linked to the Lazarus Group. September 2019 attacks. In mid-September 2019, the United States issued a public alert about the discovery of a new type of malware called Electric Fish. Since the beginning of 2019, agents of a country have carried out 5 major cyber thefts around the world, including the successful theft of $49 million from a Kuwaiti agency. Late 2020 drug company attack. As the pandemic continues to spread, pharmaceutical companies are the main targets of the Lazarus Group. Members of the Lazarus Group used spear phishing techniques to disguise themselves as health officials and deliver malicious links to employees of pharmaceutical companies. A number of big pharmaceutical companies are believed to have been targeted, but only AstraZeneca, a joint venture between Britain and Switzerland, has been confirmed. According to Reuters, many employees have been targeted, many of whom have been involved in the development of a coronavirus vaccine. It's unclear what the Lazarus Group is doing with these attacks, but they may have included profiting from the theft of sensitive information, carrying out extortion schemes, and giving foreign regimes access to proprietary coronavirus-related research. AstraZeneca has not commented on the incident, and experts believe that no sensitive information has been leaked at this time. Attacks against cybersecurity researchers in January 2021. In January 2021, both Google and Microsoft publicly reported that a group of hackers from a certain country had launched a social engineering attack on cybersecurity researchers, and Microsoft made it clear that the attack was carried out by the Lazarus Group. Hackers build multiple user data on platforms like Twitter, GitHub, and LinkedIn, posing as legitimate software vulnerability researchers and interacting with posts and content released by others in the security research community. They then contact specific security researchers directly to trick victims into downloading files containing malware or visiting blog posts on websites controlled by the hackers under the pretext of collaborative research. Some victims who visited the blog post reported that their computers were compromised despite using the updated Google Chrome browser that was fully installed, suggesting that hackers may have exploited a previously unknown Chrome zero-day vulnerability. However, Google said at the time of the report that it could not determine the specific method of intrusion. Chain game Axie Infinity attack in March 2022. In March 2022, the Lazarus Group was accused of stealing $620 million worth of cryptocurrency from the Ronin network used by the Axie Infinity game. Through our investigation, we have determined that the Lazarus Group and APT38, a cyber actor linked to North Korea, were behind the theft, the FBI said. June 2022 Horizon Bridge attack. The FBI confirmed that the Lazarus Group, also known as APT38, a group of North Korean malicious cyber actors, was behind the theft of $100 million in virtual currency from Harmony's Horizon Bridge, which was reported on June 24, 2022. Other related cryptocurrency attacks in 2023. According to a report released by blockchain security platform Immunify, Lazarus Group lost more than $300 million in cryptocurrency hacks in 2023, accounting for 17.6% of the total losses that year. June 2023 Atomic Wallet attack. In June 2023, users of the Atomic Wallet service had more than $100 million worth of cryptocurrency stolen, which the FBI later confirmed. September 2023 Stake.com hack. In September 2023, the FBI confirmed that $41 million worth of cryptocurrency was stolen from the online betting site and gambling platform Stake.com, and the perpetrator was the Lazarus Group. U.S. sanctions. On April 14, 2022, the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, added the Lazarus Group to its specially designated Nationals List, SDN list, pursuant to Rule 510.214 of a country's sanctions regulations. Cryptocurrency attacks in 2024. According to Indian media reports, a local cryptocurrency exchange called WazirX was attacked by the group, and $234.9 million worth of crypto assets were stolen. Personnel development. Rumor has it that some North Korean hackers will be sent to Shenyang, China, for specialized training on how to implant various types of malware into computers, computer networks, and servers. Within North Korea, Kim Chaek University of Technology, Kim Il Sung University, and Manjeongdae University are tasked with providing education with the best students from across the country for 6 years of special education. In addition to a university education, some of the best programmers will be sent to Manjeongdae University or Miram College for further study. Organized branches. The Lazarus Group is thought to have 2 branches. BlueNorth. BlueNorth, also known as AP38 A Thousand Mile Horse in the Stars Beagle Boys Nickel Gladstone, is an organization driven by economic interests to make illegal money transfers by forging Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, SWIFT, directives. Mandiant calls it APT38, and CrowdStrike calls it Stellar Maxima. According to a 2020 report by the U.S. Army, BlueNorth has about 1,700 members who focus on long-term assessment and exploitation of enemy cyber vulnerabilities and systems, engage in financial cybercrime activities, obtain economic benefits for the country's regime, or take control of related systems. Between 2014 and 2021, their targets included 16 institutions in at least 13 countries, including Bangladesh, Chile, India, Mexico, Pakistan, the Philippines, South Korea, Taiwan, Turkey, and Vietnam. It is believed that the proceeds were used for the country's missile and nuclear technology research and development. BlueNorth's most notorious attack was a bank theft in 2016 in which they attempted to illegally transfer nearly $1 billion from a central bank's account at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York via the SWIFT network. After some of the deals were successfully completed, $20 million to Sri Lanka and $81 million to the Philippines, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York blocked the rest of the deals due to suspicions of a misspelling of one instruction. Malware related to BlueNorth includes Dark Comet, Mimikatz, Nestegg, Mac Truck, Wanakery, Whiteout, Quick Cafe, Rawhide, Smooth Ride, Tight BNC, Sorry Brute, Kaleem, Snapshot, Mapmaker, Net.exe, Sysmon, Bootrack, Clean Toad, Close Shave, Diepack Hermes, Tuppence, Electric Fish, Power Atankpa, and Power Spritz etc. Common tactics used by BlueNorth include phishing, backdoors, exploits, watering holes, exploiting outdated and insecure versions of Apache Struts 2 to execute code on the system, strategically hacking websites, and accessing Linux servers. There have been reports that they sometimes work with criminal hackers. Andriel. Andriel, also spelled Andrial, also known as Silent Coal Lima, Dark Soul, Rifle, and Wasonite, is logically characterized by targeting South Korea. Andriel's nickname, the Silent Maxima, comes from the secretive nature of the organization. Any institution in South Korea could be attacked by Andriel, targeting government departments, defense agencies, and various economic icons. According to a 2020 report by the U.S. Army, the Andriel organization has about 1,600 members tasked with conducting reconnaissance, assessing cyber vulnerabilities, and mapping enemy networks for potential attacks. In addition to South Korea, they have targeted governments, infrastructure, and businesses from other countries. Attack vectors include exploits with ActiveX control components, Korean software vulnerabilities, watering hole attacks, spear phishing, macro virus methods, attacks against IT management products, e.g., antivirus, project management software, and attacks through the supply chain, installers and updates. The malware used is Arian, GH0ST-RAT, RifeDoor, Fandoor, and Andorra. Prosecution of the person concerned. In February 2021, the U.S. Department of Justice indicted 3 members of the General Reconnaissance Directorate, North Korea's military intelligence agency, Park Jin-hyok, John Chong-hyok, and Kim Il Park, for their involvement in multiple hacking activities by the Lazarus Group, Lazarus. Park Jin-hyok was indicted as early as September 2018. None of the suspects are currently in U.S. custody. In addition, 1 Canadian and 2 Chinese were also accused of acting as money forwarders and money launderers for the Lazarus Group. Source: ChatGPT. Lazarus is a hacker group linked to the North Korean government, which is believed to be supported by the intelligence services of the Korean People's Army or the government of North Korea. The Lazarus Hacker Corps operates in a wide range of illegal activities, from financial theft and ransomware attacks to digital espionage. Because these attacks often pose a significant threat to the international financial system, businesses, and government institutions, Lazarus has become one of the most well-known hacking groups in the global cybersecurity community. Pushpin background of Lazarus Legion. Founded around 2009, although some analysts believe that Lazarus activities may have predated this time. Background and goals. Behind the Lazarus hackers is the government of or related agencies in North Korea, which is believed to be directed or funded by the first branch of the Workers' Party of Korea, also known as the MSS, or the Military Intelligence Bureau, or North Korea's intelligence agencies. Lazarus operations appear to be limited to economic crimes, but also include digital espionage against government agencies and multinational corporations around the globe. Pushpin Lazarus main attack event. Sony Pictures, 2014. In 2014, the Lazarus hackers carried out an attack that shocked the world, hacking into the internal systems of Sony Pictures. The attack was seen as revenge for the political reaction to Sony's production of The Interview. Hackers stole a large number of confidential documents, including emails, undisclosed movies, and sensitive employee information, and made them public. Impact: the attack not only caused significant disruption to Sony Pictures' operations, but also sparked global concern about corporate cybersecurity. WannaCry ransomware, 2017. The Lazarus hacker core has been linked to the WannaCry ransomware attack. The virus exploited a vulnerability in the Windows system and quickly spread around the world, affecting hundreds of thousands of computers in more than 150 countries. Impact: multiple organizations, including the National Health Service, NHS, in the UK, have been attacked, with data loss and service disruptions taking a huge toll on the global economy. Motivation behind it: although the specific goals of the virus are unclear, many experts believe that the purpose of the Lazarus core may be to grab ransomware as a cyber warfare tactic at the national level. Bank heists, 2016. In 2016, the Lazarus hackers were accused of involvement in a major theft case at Bangladesh Bank. By exploiting a vulnerability in the SWIFT system, the hackers successfully tried to steal $1 billion from the bank's accounts, most of which was intercepted in time, but $80 million was still successfully transferred overseas. Impact: the theft highlighted the fragility of the global financial system, especially in the cross-border payment system. Targeting cryptocurrency exchanges. The Lazarus Legion has also carried out a series of attacks on cryptocurrency exchanges, which have been aimed at stealing millions of dollars in cryptocurrency. For example, exchanges such as CoinCheck and Yuebit have been hacked, and huge amounts of cryptocurrencies have been stolen. Impact: the attacks have sparked widespread concern about the security of cryptocurrency exchanges and have also heightened concerns about government-backed hacking campaigns. Pushpin Lazarus techniques and strategies. Exploits: the Lazarus core excels at exploiting software vulnerabilities, particularly in financial and multinational payment systems. For example, they have exploited Windows SMB vulnerabilities to carry out WannaCry attacks. Ransomware: they often use ransomware viruses to encrypt the data of the targeted institutions and demand payment of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin to unlock the data. Digital espionage: in addition to economic crimes, Lazarus was also charged with espionage, including espionage surveillance and theft of classified information on government agencies, military units, diplomatic agencies, and global businesses. Pushpin the influence and international response of Lazarus. International blame: several countries, including the United States and South Korea, have accused the North Korean government of supporting the activities of the Lazarus hacker core. These countries believe that these attacks are not only economic crimes, but also a means of cyber warfare aimed at weakening the global financial system, espionage, or political retaliation. Sanctions: under the auspices of the United States, the Lazarus hacker core and its associated North Korean agencies have been subjected to economic sanctions from the international community to stop their further cyber attack activities. Stronger financial system preparedness: global financial institutions, cryptocurrency exchanges, and other businesses in sensitive sectors have stepped up their investments in cybersecurity and increased their protection against attack methods such as ransomware and phishing. Conclusion: rather than getting more and more complicated, I'd rather go back to basics.